you from?
I am from Orlando, Florida. My father is from Spain. My mother is from France. I guess my testimony starts before I was born. When I was in my mother's womb, she was stabbed, and they pronounced me dead. They did. But I wasn't dead. I was still alive. And I was born homeless, raised on the streets my whole childhood. Never heard about God, never heard about Jesus or anything like that. I was the first house we ever got. The guy raped us and beat us, and we ended up in state care because our schools found out that we were going through so much at home. And never heard about God. My life was really hard. Like, during that time, I had been shot, I had been stabbed, just many forms of abuse I suffered my whole life. When I was a teenager, my sister went missing, and that was really hard for me. But then I went to church for the first time after that. I'd never been to church in my life. And I heard about Jesus and love and God, and it didn't really make sense to me. But I read the Bible and I studied it a little bit, and it kind of made me feel something, but I didn't really stick with it. And so, I lived my life in sin, doing everything that I would normally be doing, not really liking God because of everything that I had been through. And then I came with a group of people to Spain on a missions trip, and I wasn't living for God, but Spain, it was just so beautiful, and I met Pastor David Santiago, and he kept in contact with me when I went home, and I was living with my boyfriend, who is a Muslim, and I was just in sin, but he kept writing me, and he kept telling me that God loved me and that I needed to come here for Master's Commission. So I decided to come like 2 months before I came here, and here I am with God, living for God. My whole life, I've never had a Christian in my family. Just even growing up, because we lived on the streets, and it was just a very hard life. So we always, my mom instilled in us, there is no God. Because if there was a God, this wouldn't happen. Because even my mom had a really hard life. She was homeless her whole childhood too, her whole life or whatever. But God showed Himself faithful. He revealed Himself to me just by making me new and restoring self-confidence in myself or whatever. And so I gained more confidence, and so I started to live for Him right before I came here. But still, my family doesn't support me. They don't know how to support me. But God is doing amazing things here. I almost feel why did He call me? Why did He choose me? Especially when I see, when I go to church. Last night I gave my testimony for the first time ever in public. And so, it was just amazing that people came up to me afterwards and they said that God really ministered to them through that. And just because I've been through such a many different circumstances, I have been raped, I have been abused, I've been homeless, my sister's gone missing, I've lost family members, I've been shot. I've been through so many things that apparently God used me to touch people, and it almost made it feel worth it, just a little bit. It didn't hurt as bad, telling you. So it's cool that God uses people who think they're unusable, and He turned me into something that I didn't think I could be. He gave me a worth that I didn't think I could have.
Awesome.
So, finally, I'm at peace with myself. I'm finally happy with who I am, and I finally find a worth in who I am, and I'm finding that I have talents, and that I have giftings, and that I am special, and that I am pretty, and just all this stuff that my whole life I never thought, just because of everything I've been through. But God is good.
Wonderful.
I'm happy that I'm here.
You had your life all mapped out, didn't you?
It's funny. It's funny now to think about it, because that song, It's a New Season, that song is so in my heart. It's just embedded in my spirit, because I believe that God brought me here for this season, for this time in my life, and He knew long before I was born what would happen and how my days would go, and He loved me anyways. He knew the mistakes I would make.
But you're the one who was dancing on Sunday, wasn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, He knew the mistakes I would make. He knew how I would live my life, and He knew that I would hate Him. He knew everything that would happen, and He loved me anyways. And He brought me here for this season where I could minister to other people and share with them what I have in my heart. It's really cool. I'm really happy that He chose me. It's good. It's really amazing. God is good. God is good.
I'm sure other people's lives will be touched and encouraged by your life and changed. Because, it's a message of hope you bring. Your life is a message of hope, isn't it?
It is. If I could sum my testimony up in one statement, it'd be that God is faithful. Because so many times, according to statistics, I should be a person who beats people, and I should be depressed and cutting myself, and I should have killed myself long ago, and according to statistics, I should be so much different than where I am right now. But God's plan is better. God knows what He was doing before the universe was formed. He knew.
For me, makes you feel good. Huh? the life of your testimony, the reality of it. Just demonstrates how awesome that is.
Apparently everybody here thinks I have a really good voice. I never thought I could sing. I never thought I could dance.
I mean, your dancing is another.
I didn't think I had talents, but here they're bringing me out. Like, they're making me, last night at the church, like, I had to sing in front of people, and it was the scariest thing. Like, besides, because I did a dance, and then I told my testimony, and then I had to sing. Like, it was the scariest thing I've ever done.
It's like God just brought you out here, especially to just.
It's so funny, because everybody else in this season, like, talking to the girls I'm with, they're being stretched. Like, they're missing home, and they find that God's taking them away from everything they love and everything they've ever been able to do. But I find that God is teaching me what I can do. Like, I don't feel like I've left any talents at home. I don't feel like I've left any parts of me at home, you know? Like, I feel like I'm finding myself here. So,
Isn't that awesome?
it is good. It's really good. Yeah, and I've read the Bible many times since, like, I started, the first time I read it, like, because I love to read. I love literature. I love everything, like, about history, whatever. And I've read it many times, and it's funny that how it just comes to life. Like, every promise, every blessing, every whatever. So I've learned to claim it over me. So if they say I can sing, and God says I can sing, then I can sing.
That's right.
You know, if God says I'm talented, then I'm talented.
Yeah,
you know?
amen.
So
Amen.
that's what I've come to find.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Oh my Lord. Like I said this morning, fill your cup and fill it to the brim.
Yeah.
Fill it by honouring and trusting Him, but leave the miracles.
Yeah.
And that's just wonderful to see you're filling your life with the promises and with the Word. As you fill your life up to the brim, then He does the miracles and all the things that are coming out now, like singing, dancing, testifying. Oh my goodness! Right? Isn't that awesome? That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Because when I saw you on Sunday, I was thinking that this is something you do all the time.
No, like, even when I was in school, I did, like, drama. Like, I love to act. I love stuff like that. But this is different to me. It's a whole new level. Because even while I'm on stage ministering to someone else, in a whole new way, the words become real to me.
Yeah.
Like in that song, Es Tiempo Nuevo. Like, just in my spirit, I was like, yeah, this is the new season. It's a new time. Like, and I see it around me. Like, I sense it in the people when we're going out and ministering. And, like, I get a chance to talk with people who think they have everything, but they are missing something, you know? And I have a chance to share, like, that I have that gift to give them, you know? It's just, it's amazing that God can use us. It's just amazing.
He's looking for people who are available, isn't he?
Yeah.
And it's amazing, like the boy, and we're sitting on this hill now. I was thinking about it. It reminds me very much of a place that I go to in the Galilee in Israel. Take groups there, and I always think about when Jesus fed the 5,000. Well, the disciples that were with him, they said that if we had a month's wages, it couldn't buy the food these people need. And that's what Philip said. And Andrew, his whole life was about just bringing people to Jesus. First he brought, in John chapter 1, he brought himself, then he brought his brother Peter, and then in chapter 6 he brings this boy, in chapter 12 he brings the Greeks, you know. But he said, here master, here's a lad who had two fish and 5 loaves. And that boy was not thinking about, that little boy, I don't think he was thinking about feeding 5,000 people, because the little boy's mind couldn't think that far. But he was thinking about feeding Jesus.
Right.
And when he gave his meal to Jesus, Jesus took that and multiplied it. And I just believe that's what God's doing for your life now. All you give to him, he's going to multiply it. It's just awesome. Oh, I'm just so moved. Honestly, I'm just so moved. It's just like we're sitting on this hill right now. I guess you're like that boy who's willing to give you 2 fish and 5 loaves, and he'll break it and he'll feed. And there's plenty left over too.
I know I came here to Masters and I thought I had nothing to give. Just because of my life and because of everything that I've done and experienced, I really thought I had nothing to give. But God shows me, He's shown me that I am enough. Like, everything I have, I can give it to Him. And that's what He's searching for. Like, He searches to and fro throughout the earth, seeking a heart that's all His, you know? So that's my goal. Like, I want to give it to Him, and thank God that He called me. Like, it amazes me that He chose me.
I am not forgotten. I am not forgotten. I am not forgotten. God knows my name. I am not forgotten. I am not forgotten.